Hey there guys, how's it going? I'm Corey Fowler. This is the How to Adult Show. Episodes come out every Monday, so make sure you hit subscribe to the channel to keep up to date. And also, while you're down there around the subscribe button, make sure that you look for the link to sign up for our newsletter. This is what you can sign up for to get weekly finance tips, tricks, and resources. So, today is going to be a fun episode, at least for me, because it's all about goal setting. And if you know me at all, you know that I am a massive goal setting nerd. I have always loved goal setting exercises and working towards ticking things off my list. And there's no better way to rocket yourself ahead in life, in my experience, than by setting and working towards some solid financial goals. And don't worry, if you felt completely overwhelmed when I mentioned setting and completing financial goals specifically, that is entirely okay, and I've got you covered, because in today's episode, I'm going to tell you the 5 personal finance-based goals that you should be setting for yourself this year. So if you've been feeling completely lost about where to even begin getting on top of your finances, make sure you catch this full episode and learn the 5 finance goals that you should be setting for yourself to start to feel a little bit more calm and in control of your bank account. Before we dive in though, I want to say a quick hello and welcome to the How to Adult Show. I'm your host, Corey Fowler, and this is your source for all the important adulting life skills, like personal finance, that you wish someone had just taught you in school. So make sure you hit subscribe, and let's get started. Okay, so financial goal for the year number 1 should be to make sure that your emergency savings account is fully funded. And before you roll your eyes at me and say, I've heard this already, I already have an emergency fund, if you have not recently reviewed your annual expenses, then chances are your emergency fund just needs a little bit of a top up. Either because A, you've started to spend more on your life, thank you very much COVID revenge spending, or B, because inflation happens, and without you even realizing it, your cost of living has just slowly been increasing bit by bit since you first created your emergency fund. That's totally normal. That's how it works. So whether you're starting from zero and need to build your fund up from scratch, or if you've already got an emergency fund, the first goal on your list for the year is to figure out how much money you need to have in your emergency fund to fund your life right now as it currently is, and to build up your account or top up your account to that level. Bonus points if you use the link in the description and actually set yourself up with this fund in a high interest savings account, because then at least it will kind of sort of help you keep up with inflation in the future just a little bit with that higher interest rate. So if you want to set this as a goal for yourself, but you don't know where to start at all, then check out this video all about how to start saving for your emergency fund faster. Your second financial goal for the year would be to start investing if you haven't started yet. Using wealth building tools like investing is really the only way to take the money that you're saving for retirement and help grow it into an actual viable amount of money that you can comfortably envision yourself living on in your retirement. We are all told that we should save for our futures, but the idea of investing for our futures is seldom discussed. And the thing is, when you actually sit down to look at how much you can reasonably save over the 40 working years of your life, and then compare that amount to how much money you want to have to live off in your retirement, you'll realize, unfortunately, that these two numbers seldom add up. That's why it's necessary to invest and to use wealth building tools like this to grow the money that you're already saving. So I'm going to say that again, just because it's so important. It is not enough just to save. You need to work on growing the wealth that you're saving in order to have enough for your retirement. And one of the easiest and most accessible ways to start doing this is to start investing in the stock market responsibly. I'm not talking day trading. Now, if you know absolutely nothing about investing right now, the very first lesson that you need to understand is that time is your most valuable resource when it comes to investing. You are so much better off to start saving small amounts of money early and investing that than trying to save large chunks of money later in life, because there's this thing called compound interest. And the magic ingredient that gets compound interest to work for you and to do a really good job for you and grow your wealth is time. The longer that you're invested in the stock market, the longer compound interest will have to grow your money. So again, financial goal number 2 to set for yourself this year is use time to your advantage and start investing in the stock market now. I recommend watching this series of 2 videos if you want to learn the basic foundational theories of investing safely. Financial goal number 3 this year should be to increase your income in some way, shape, or form. So much financial advice is centered around ways to save money and ways to spend less than you make, which definitely is a foundational pillar of being financially stable. But what I find is that we almost never talk about looking at ways to increase our income as a financial tool as well. And honestly, this is one of the best ways to build a solid financial foundation. When I first started my working life, I knew that I was frugal as all get the heck out, but I also knew that I wanted to save money, start investing early, buy property when I was young, and still be able to live comfortably. And I knew that no matter how frugal I was, there was no way whatsoever that I could do that on a starting salary at a normal job somewhere of between $30,000 to $60,000 a year at that point in time. So I came up with some business plans, I ran some numbers, and I chose to launch a business that I knew could scale to a much higher income level within just a few years. And that was my wedding photography business. Choosing to focus on increasing my income from the very beginning and then increasing it a little bit every single year after that was one of the biggest contributing factors when it came to creating a solid financial foundation for myself. So most of the time we're not taught to explore the idea of increasing our income, but it's actually a really viable goal for most people to achieve. And that could be anything, whether that means asking for a raise, looking for another job with a higher salary, working on increasing your skill set at work to become more valuable. Maybe if you're self-employed, that means increasing the scale of your business, starting a side hustle, or just taking on some gig work in your free time. What I'm getting at is there are countless ways to increase your income. One of the only ways that you're gonna make this happen though, is if you set it as a goal for yourself and then go for it. Don't just sit back and wait for it to come to you. That almost never happens. Make sure that you're learning your worth, you practice expressing the value that you bring to the table, learn a new skill set, start using a skill set that you already have that you can use to make some extra money. There are all kinds of things that you can do, and this goal single-handedly will help you so much and set you up on the right track financially. Financial goal number 4 to work towards this year is a fun one, and that's to set yourself a big financial goal. I truly believe that you always need to be working towards something, and it doesn't always have to be financial focused, but you should always have set yourself a goal that you're working towards and that you're striving for. Financial goals are great because they often have direct, visible returns that work to encourage you to keep on going. So if you don't have a financial goal that you're working towards, I want you to set one for yourself now. Make sure it's something that you're gonna get started on this year, and then make sure that you create an actionable plan about how you're gonna go out and actually achieve that. And that goal can be anything. For example, maybe you want to pay off some debt that's hanging over your head. Maybe you want to top up your emergency fund, start saving a down payment for your first home, or even something simple to start with, like just cutting back on your eating out budget. Pick the level that you're comfortable with, and then I recommend, if you can, just making it a tiny bit more audacious. Plan out how you're going to achieve that goal step by step, make it easy for yourself, break it down, and then just get started. Once you've achieved it, pick a new one and get to work on that. Make it big, make it exciting, make it inspiring, and make it something that is going to keep you motivated to keep on working. And last but not least, financial goal number 5 to set for yourself this year is to learn something new about managing your finances. If you've been around here, you've heard me say this before, most of us aren't taught any form of personal finance management in any formal way in school. And quite frankly, until that system changes, we're each in charge of increasing our own financial knowledge and improving our own financial well-being. There are so many great ways of learning more about managing your money, and you just need to choose one for the year and get on with it. It could be as small as choosing a really great book or audiobook on a topic and listening to it on repeat or rereading it and taking notes until you've actually learn something about your money from that book that will stick in your brain that you can take action on. Another example is you could commit to taking some finance seminars or sign up for a course on personal finance management. Maybe it means booking a meeting with your accountant to go learn more about how to minimize your tax burden this year. There are all kinds of ways that you can learn more about managing your money. If you only want to set one financial goal for yourself from this episode, it should definitely be this one. Commit yourself to learning something new about how to manage your finances. If you don't know where to start, then I recommend starting here. Subscribe to the channel if you liked this video. Watch the videos that are on here. There are tons of free lessons available on this platform, the How to Adult School, and I'm constantly listening to your feedback and your questions and creating new content that answers these questions that you actually have. So I'm here to help. There are loads of videos, as you can see. And remember, if you enjoy an episode, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment. This helps me immensely with the algorithm and make sure that these videos get out to more people who are looking for this kind of information. Also, I always love goal setting exercises, as you know, so let me know down in the comments below which of these financial goals you're going to set for yourself from this episode. And as always, when you go down below to comment, check out the bio. You can always find loads of resources, tips, tricks, and next steps linked down below in the description. I try to give you lots to go on. And I think you'll also enjoy these 2 videos if you enjoyed today's episode. They're both really popular episodes that are all about the goal setting processes that I use to consistently help me make progress in life and with my businesses. And I found this system is really helpful, so hopefully you will too. Again, I'm Corey. Thank you for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you right back here next Monday with a brand new episode of the How to Adult Show.